Hi, can we talk about directions? Sometimes it's so confusing.
Absolutely. I get lost too sometimes. What's been bothering you?
Well, the other day, I asked for directions, and they said, it's just around the corner.
I know what you mean. Just around the corner can mean different things to different people.
Yes. I thought it was really close, but I walked and walked, and it was far.
That's a common misunderstanding. Around the corner doesn't always mean a short distance.
So, how do I ask for clearer directions next time?
You can say, "Can you please be more specific? Is it a short walk or a long one?"
That's a good idea. What about when they say, it's over there?
Over there is vague too. Ask, "Could you point or give me a landmark?"
That makes sense. Sometimes people use left and right. That's tricky too.
Yes, it can be confusing. People might not know your perspective. Try saying, "Which way should I turn, left or right?"
That's helpful. And what if they say, go straight?
Go straight is better, but you can still ask, "How many blocks or minutes straight?"
I see. Sometimes I hear across the street. Is that clear?
It's clearer, but ask, "Which side of the street, and what should I look for?"
Got it. Thanks for explaining. What about when they mention landmarks?
Landmarks can be great. But ask, "Is it before or after the landmark?"
That's a good way to avoid confusion. I'll remember that. What if they say, it's nearby?
Nearby can be tricky. Ask, "Can you give me a rough distance?"
Good idea. And what about cardinal directions like north or south?
Those are helpful. You can ask, "Should I go north, south, east, or west?"
That's clear. What if they use the words far or close?
Those are relative terms. Ask, "How far is it exactly?"
So, it's all about asking for more details to avoid misunderstandings.
Exactly. Don't hesitate to seek clarification. It's better to be sure.
Thanks for these tips. I feel more confident asking for directions now.
What should someone do if they get lost in a new city?
Getting lost happens. First, stay calm and don't panic.
Right, panicking won't help. What's next?
Try to find a map or ask locals for help. People are usually friendly.
That's true. But what if you can't speak the local language?
Point to a map or use translation apps. Nonverbal communication can work.
Good idea. But what if you can't find anyone around?
Head to a busy area or a landmark. It's easier to get directions there.
That makes sense. And if it's nighttime?
At night, head to well-lit areas and avoid alleys. Safety first.
Safety is crucial. How about using technology like GPS?
GPS is great. Make sure your phone is charged and has data or Wi-Fi.
That's practical advice. But what if your phone dies?
Carry a physical map or write down important addresses before exploring.
Preparing ahead is smart. What if you're in a foreign country?
In a foreign country, keep your embassy or consulate's contact info handy.
Excellent tip. What about public transportation?
Public transport can help you get back to familiar areas. Learn a few key phrases like bus station or subway.
Learning basic phrases is a good idea. Any tips for staying calm?
Take deep breaths, and remind yourself that getting lost can lead to great discoveries.
Positive thinking can help. And if you're traveling with someone?
Stay together. Two heads are better than one when finding your way.
True. Any last advice for someone who gets lost?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Locals are usually happy to assist lost travelers.
Great advice. Thanks for sharing these tips.
Hi, have you used different types of public transportation before?
Yes, I've taken buses, trains, and subways in various cities.
That's interesting. What's your favorite mode of transportation?
I prefer the subway because it's usually fast and efficient.
I see. How do you find out about routes and schedules?
I check online or use transit apps to see the routes, timings, and stops.
What about buying tickets?
I often buy a travel card or use a contactless payment system. It's convenient.
How do you know which bus or train to take?
I check the route number or name on the vehicle and match it with the one I need.
What if you're not sure which stop to get off at?
I use the announcements or watch the display screens inside to know upcoming stops.
How about asking for directions in a new city?
I usually approach station staff or fellow passengers. People are often helpful.
True. Do you have any tips for using public transportation?
Plan ahead, arrive early, and have your payment ready. Also, keep your belongings secure.
Thanks for sharing your experience.
You're welcome. Using public transportation is a great way to explore cities.
Hi, can you explain how to use subways?
Of course. Subways are trains that run underground in cities.
How do I find the right subway line?
Look for signs with the subway line's color or number. Follow those signs to the platform.
And how do I know which direction to go?
Check the signs that show the last station on the line. Make sure it's in the direction you want to go.
How do I buy a subway ticket?
Many places have machines where you can purchase tickets. Some cities also have contactless payment systems.
What if I don't know where to get off?
Listen for announcements or watch the displays inside the subway car. They'll show the next stop.
How about asking for help?
You can ask station staff or fellow passengers. People are usually willing to assist.
Thanks for explaining.
Hi, can you tell me about using buses and trains?
Of course. Buses are road vehicles that stop at different places to pick up and drop off passengers.
How do I know which bus to take?
Look for the route number on the bus. It's usually displayed on the front and sides.
Got it. And what about trains?
Trains run on tracks and have specific stops or stations. They're often faster than buses.
How do I know the train's route?
Check the electronic boards at the station or ask staff. The boards show the train's destination and stops.
How do I buy tickets for buses and trains?
In some places, you buy tickets at the station or on the bus. Others use travel cards or contactless payment.
What if I'm not sure which stop to get off at?
Listen for announcements inside the vehicle or watch the display screens. They'll show the next stop.
How about asking for help in a new city?
You can ask station staff or fellow passengers. Many cities have signs and maps in multiple languages.
Thanks for the info.
You're welcome. Using buses and trains is a convenient way to get around.
Hi there, excuse me. I'm a bit lost. Can you help me find my way around?
Of course. I'd be happy to help. What are you looking for?
I'm trying to reach Terminal B. Is it far from here?
Not at all. Just keep going straight down this corridor and take a left turn. You'll see signs for Terminal B.
Thanks a lot for your help. And what about the gates? Are they easy to locate?
No worries. As you walk around, you'll spot signs hanging from the ceiling with gate numbers. They'll guide you to the right gate.
That's good to know. But if I can't find my gate, what should I do?
If you're unsure about your gate, don't hesitate to ask airport staff for assistance. They're always willing to help out lost travelers.
That's reassuring. And what if my flight gets delayed?
If your flight is delayed, check the departure boards around the airport. They'll display the most up-to-date information.
I appreciate the advice. I'm feeling hungry. Are there places to eat nearby?
Absolutely. Follow the signs for restaurants and food courts. There are plenty of options to choose from.
Great. And how about restrooms? Are they easy to find?
Restrooms are conveniently located. Just follow the signs with the restroom symbols, and you'll find them without any trouble.
What if I happen to misplace my passport or important documents?
If that happens, approach airport security or any staff member immediately. They'll guide you on what steps to take next.
Thanks for the guidance. I'm a bit worried about the language barrier. What if I can't communicate well?
Most airport personnel understand basic English. Using simple words and gestures usually work. You can also use translation apps if needed.
That's helpful. By the way, my phone's battery is running low. Are there charging stations?
Absolutely. Look for signs pointing to charging stations. Airports usually have designated areas for charging your electronic devices.
I'm also feeling a bit anxious about traveling alone. Any tips for a solo traveler?
It's normal to feel that way. Remember, airports are designed to help travelers. Feel free to ask questions or seek assistance.
What if I somehow miss my flight?
If you're worried about missing your flight, head to your airline's counter. They'll guide you on your options and what to do next.
That's good to know. On a different note, can I buy souvenirs at the airport?
Definitely. Airports have various shops, including souvenir stores. You can find unique items to remember your trip.
And what if I need water but don't have the local currency?
Many places in airports accept cards. Just look for the card symbols on signs. You can usually pay with your credit or debit card.
That's convenient. Lastly, how can I find the baggage claim area?
After landing, follow the signs for baggage claim. You might need to check the flight number on screens to find your designated carousel.
And if my luggage doesn't show up?
If your luggage is missing, don't worry. Approach your airline's help desk, give them your details, and they'll assist you.
I'm a bit nervous about going through customs and immigration.
Customs and immigration might seem daunting, but follow the signs and have your passport and documents ready. They'll guide you through.
What if I'm not feeling well during my time at the airport?
If you're feeling unwell, seek medical assistance. You can ask airport staff for directions to the medical services area.
Reading signs in a foreign place can be challenging.
True, but many signs use internationally recognized symbols. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with them.
Can I walk between terminals if needed?
Depending on the airport's layout, you might be able to walk between terminals. Some larger airports provide shuttle services as well.
Your help is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome. Remember, airports are here to make your journey easier. Have a safe and pleasant trip.
Thanks a lot. Goodbye. I want to show you our favorite restaurant. It's amazing.
That sounds great. How do we get there?
First, let's leave your hotel. Turn right onto Main Street.
Okay, turn right on Main Street. Got it.
Walk straight for 2 blocks. You'll see a big park on your left.
Walk straight, 2 blocks, big park on the left. Check.
When you reach the park, cross the street carefully.
Cross the street at the park. Got it. What's next?
After crossing, turn left and walk for about 3 minutes.
Turn left after the park, walk 3 minutes. Okay.
You'll spot a tall building with a colorful sign. That's our restaurant.
Look for a tall building with a colorful sign. Got it. Thanks.
Once you're inside, ask for our table reservation under my name.
Ask for your name at the restaurant. No problem.
Enjoy the meal. It's the best place in town.
Thank you for the directions. I can't wait to try the food.
You're welcome. If you need help later, just give me a call.
I will. Thanks again for being my guide.
My pleasure. Have a great time exploring our city.
I'm sure I will. Goodbye for now.
Take a look at this picture. You see those majestic mountains, meandering rivers, and serene lakes? They're all part of our Earth's surface, showcasing nature's awe-inspiring beauty.
Oh, yes, I see them. Those tall, rocky formations are mountains, right?
Exactly. Mountains are these elevated land formations. Notice how that river flows close to the foot of the mountain?
Yes, I see it now. Rivers are like those flowing water paths, right?
You got it. Rivers are like natural highways for water. See that long blue ribbon-like line on the picture? That's the river, flowing like a watery road.
I understand. Rivers are like water roads. And what about those big water bodies that aren't flowing?
Those are lakes. Lakes are like large water puddles. They're usually still and don't flow like rivers do.
Oh, I see. So, if I wanted to find my way to the mountain, how would I do that?
Well, first you'd locate the mountain in the landscape. Once you've done that, you'd start walking towards it. It's a great reference point to guide you.
Right, walk towards the mountain. And what if I wanted to head to the river or the lake?
If you're aiming for the river, you'd follow the path that the river takes. If you want to reach the lake, you'd look for the edge of the lake and head in that direction.
I see. So, rivers and lakes can help me figure out where I'm going.
Absolutely. They're like nature's signposts, aiding in navigation.
And what if the mountain is positioned behind the river?
Great question. In that case, you'd need to cross the river first and then proceed towards the mountain.
Crossing a river might be a challenge.
True, especially if there's no bridge. In that situation, you'd need to find a safe spot to cross the river, prioritizing your safety.
Right, safety first. What if the bridge is far away?
If the bridge is a distance away, look for an alternative route or a safer place to cross the river.
Got it. So, in essence, I can use these features, rivers, bridges, and mountains, as my guide.
Precisely. Think of them as Earth's natural landmarks, helping you navigate.
Landmarks, like nature's way of showing directions.
You got it. Just like signposts in the wild.
What if I encounter multiple mountains?
Good question. Among several mountains, the tallest one can serve as a prominent landmark to guide you.
And if there are numerous lakes, how do I choose the right one?
Well, if you're faced with many lakes, opt for the largest one. Big lakes are usually easier to spot from a distance.
You explain things so well. Learning from you is enjoyable.
Thank you. I'm here to help. These natural features are like the Earth's own navigation aids.
I'm really learning a lot. Nature is a wonderful teacher.
Absolutely. These natural features are like the Earth's first map.
Can trees also be used as landmarks?
Absolutely. Tall, distinctive trees can certainly help you find your way.
This knowledge will ensure I never get lost.
That's the spirit. Nature has a lot to teach us.
What about valleys? How do they fit in?
Great observation. Valleys are low-lying areas nestled between hills or mountains.
So, valleys are like depressions between elevated areas.
Exactly. You're grasping the concept well. Valleys are like the Earth's gentle folds.
And what about deserts? They're quite different, right?
You're right. Deserts are dry, sandy regions with sparse vegetation.
Are there rivers and lakes in deserts?
Generally not, but occasionally, you might come across oases, small pockets of water and greenery.
So, deserts can have hidden water treasures.
Precisely. Deserts and oases are fascinating landscapes to explore.
Excuse me, could you assist me, please? I seem to be a bit lost and confused.
Absolutely. I'm here to help. Where do you need to go?
I'm trying to find my way to Terminal B. Could you point me in the right direction?
Of course. Just head straight down this corridor, and when you reach the end, make a left turn. You'll start seeing signs for Terminal B.
Thank you so much. Is Terminal B far from here?
Not at all. It's actually quite close. Just a short walk from here.
And what about the gate? I've heard airports can be a bit tricky to navigate.
Don't worry. As you walk along, you'll notice big signs hanging from the ceiling with numbers on them. These numbers correspond to the gates.
That's a relief. But in case I still can't find my gate, what should I do?
No need to worry. If you ever feel lost, just look for airport staff. They're usually wearing uniforms and badges. They're always happy to help travelers like you.
That's good to know. What if my flight gets delayed? How can I stay updated?
To get the latest information about your flight, keep an eye on the big screens hanging around the airport. They'll display the status of all flights, including delays.
I see. Now, I'm getting a bit hungry. Are there any places to eat nearby?
Absolutely. There are plenty of restaurants, cafes, and food stalls scattered throughout the airport. Just follow the signs, and you'll find something to eat.
That's perfect. And what if I need to use the restroom?
Restrooms are easy to find. Just follow the signs with the universal restroom symbol, and you'll reach them without a problem.
What if, by any chance, I misplace my passport or important documents?
If you can't find your passport, immediately contact airport security or a staff member. They're trained to handle such situations and will guide you on what to do next.
Thank you for that advice. Oh, and one more thing, I'm a bit nervous about the language barrier. What if people don't understand me?
Don't worry too much. While not everyone might be fluent, most airport staff understand basic English words related to directions and assistance.
That's a relief to hear. By the way, I'm running low on battery. Is there a place to charge my phone?
Certainly. Look for signs indicating charging stations. Airports usually have designated areas with charging points for your devices.
I'm also feeling a bit anxious about flying alone. Any tips?
It's completely normal to feel that way. Just remember that airports help millions of travelers every day. If you're unsure about anything, don't hesitate to ask for help.
What if I somehow miss my flight?
If you think you might miss your flight, go directly to the airline's service desk. They'll guide you through your options and the next steps.
That makes sense. On a different note, can I buy souvenirs at the airport?
Absolutely. Airports usually have a variety of shops, including souvenir stores where you can pick up gifts or keepsakes.
And what if I need water, but I don't have any local currency?
Many shops and cafes in airports accept credit or debit cards. Just look for the card symbols on the signs.
That's convenient. Lastly, how do I find the baggage claim area?
When you arrive at your destination, follow the signs for baggage claim. You might need to check the flight number on the screens to find your assigned carousel.
And if, by any unfortunate chance, my luggage doesn't show up?
If your luggage is missing, don't worry. Head to your airline's help desk, provide them with your details, and they'll assist you in locating it.
I'm also a bit concerned about going through customs and immigration.
Customs and immigration might seem daunting, but just follow the signs and have your passport and documents ready. They'll guide you through the process.
And what if I start feeling unwell during my time at the airport?
If you're not feeling well, don't hesitate to seek medical assistance. You can ask airport staff to direct you to the medical services area.
Reading signs in a foreign place can be challenging.
True, but many signs use international symbols that are easy to understand. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with them.
Can I walk between terminals if I need to?
Depending on the airport, you might be able to walk between terminals. Larger airports often have shuttle services to help you move around.
Your help has been really valuable. I appreciate it.
I'm glad I could help. Remember, traveling might seem overwhelming, but airports are designed to assist travelers like you. Have a safe and pleasant journey.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.